Turning now to your community focus, we are joined once a month here on 12 News at 4 by Attorney General Peter Neronha. He joins us now live in studio. Thanks for being here.
Good to be here.
So Target 12 went in depth on ghost guns with you last week. You can check out that report on WPRI.com if you missed it. These are untraceable guns without a serial number that people can usually buy in kits online without a background check. But there's a new federal law that just went into effect that aims to limit those online sales and require those background checks. Do you hope this will cut back on the number of guns, or have they already permeated our neighborhoods?
Well, you're right to focus it on that way. We've already charged 50 cases involving those kinds of guns, so I know that that's just kind of a slice of what's out there. And you're right, you buy these guns without having to pass a background check. If you're subject to a red flag law, no one would pick up on it. Red flag law means you shouldn't have a gun. A court has found that you can't have a gun. So I'm really concerned about that. The federal rule should change that by requiring serial numbers and background checks for these ghost gun kits. You buy them online. But that rule is already being challenged by some of my Republican counterparts, AGs around the country. So I'm concerned that law stand up in the end. It has to, because these guns are really wreaking a lot of havoc on our streets. And
you mentioned that they're wreaking havoc. I know some of these guns, people aren't even buying them online. They're printing them using 3D printers in their own homes. How do you prevent that? Yeah, look, we had one case like that. Although, Kim, I will tell you, most of them are kits bought from a company called Polymer 80 out of Nevada. They come 80% done. You put the framer receiver in a little frame, if you will, or a jig, and they drill the holes, and they're in working order. They're just as lethal. They cost less than $200. It's a real concern. I want to pivot and talk about some news. Yesterday, the U.S. Attorney's Office announced the single largest seizure of fake pills happened right here in Rhode Island. Hundreds of thousands of those pills, they contained methamphetamine. The U.S. Attorney said the days of meth not being an issue in this part of the country are over. How big of an issue is meth here? Yeah,
we're seeing it more and more. And obviously, if you've got 600,000 pills in Cumberland, you know that they're being distributed somewhere. Probably not just in Rhode Island, but more regionally than that. But we're seeing more meth. You know, that doesn't diminish the fentanyl problem we're seeing. We're seeing that as well. We had a 10,000 pill fentanyl case recently. We had a 3,000 pill fentanyl case recently. So fentanyl's a real problem. Meth, apparently, obviously, I suppose, is a real problem as well. It's why we've tried to shift our focus to going after drug dealers. Got a lot of cases against significant drug dealers. Drug dealers need to keep doing that.
I want to talk about another big issue for a lot of people at home, energy prices. Huge topic of concern for people who are already feeling the squeeze of inflation. What is your office doing to make sure that Rhode Islanders can continue to afford to heat their homes this winter?
Well, look, you know, it's a complicated issue, but to break it down really simply, there are two components to your bill. One is the supply of energy, and one is how it's distributed. The supply of energy is what we're talking about right now. That's a hearing that's going on right now. That's a pass-through cost, meaning the company has to charge us as Rhode Islanders what they paid for it. That's why it's really important to fight on the distribution side, as we did last spring. And that fight alone is going to reduce that increase by 30% as we calculate it. So what are we doing? We're fighting really hard on the distribution side to mitigate the supply side costs that really can't be controlled. They're allowed to charge us what they pay for it under the PUC's auspices. So that's why that fight last spring was so important. That's why we're going to continue to have that fight on the distribution side going forward.
You are up for re-election in November. Your opponent, Republican Chaz Calenda, has tried to poke some holes in your proposal with how to keep these electric prices down this winter. He says it's akin to getting a pause in loan payments, and that will still owe the money, just not right away. Is he wrong?
Yeah, he is wrong. And I think some of the things he says about energy don't make a lot of sense. He sort of attributes it to moving towards green energy. If we don't get off this gas connection, that's why our prices are going to continue to spike. What's really happened here is that distribution fight that we led last spring is going to cut that rate by 30%. That's not something that's going to get carried over. That's going to cut that increase by 30%. The other thing that we're advocating for is simply to defer that cost out so that we stabilize bills, so they don't spike as much in the spring and the summer. It always goes up more in the wintertime. We know that's going to happen. We're trying to even that out.
And just quickly before we let you go, on the re-election front, Chaz has said that you are essentially an activist masquerading around as a law enforcement officer. How do you respond?
Yeah, look, when I talked to the voters 4 years ago, I made it very clear what I wanted to do. I wanted to get out on offense for the people of the state, make our health care better, make our environment better, do public safety in different ways, get out on offense, target the people who are selling ghost guns, target the people who are using ghost guns. To me, you don't let the work come to you. You get out on offense. That's what it means to be active. That's how we help Rhode Islanders, and that's what I've tried to do over the last 4 years.
Attorney General Peter Neronha, always appreciate your time. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Kim. Good to be with you.